Stop. Before you kill another plant, I need to tell you something that garden centers don't want you knowing. There are exactly 5 plants that are practically unkillable, ridiculously cheap, and will make your neighbors think you've got a green thumb. And number 3, it actually thrives on neglect. Stick around because what I'm about to share will save you hundreds of dollars and countless headaches. Hey there, garden friends. Welcome back to Garden Mentor, where we grow big results without emptying your wallet. If you're new here, you've just stumbled into the most honest gardening advice on the internet. No fancy tools, no expensive setups, just real solutions for real people. I'm thrilled you're here, so grab your favorite drink, settle in, and let's turn that brown thumb green together. Now, before we dig in, do me a quick favor. Smash that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because I drop money-saving garden tips every single week, and trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. All right, let's get into these 5 absolute game changers that even your most forgetful friend couldn't mess up. Look, I'm going to be completely transparent with you. The gardening industry makes a fortune off beginners buying the wrong plants. You walk into a store, see something pretty, bring it home, and 2 weeks later, it's brown and crispy. I've been there. We've all been there. But here's the truth nobody talks about. Starting with the right plants changes everything. Today, I'm revealing 5 plants that are so forgiving, so adaptable, and so stupidly simple that you'd have to actively try to kill them. And the best part? Each one costs less than your morning coffee. These aren't your grandmother's boring suggestions either. We're talking plants with personality, purpose, and proven track records. So whether you've got a tiny apartment balcony or a sprawling backyard, these 5 champions will work for you. Let's jump in. First up, we've got the wandering dude. Now, you might know this one by its old name, but let's keep it modern. This plant is an absolute beast, and I mean that in the best way possible. Here's why it's perfect for rookies. This trailing beauty grows faster than gossip in a small town. Seriously, you'll see new growth within days, which is incredibly motivating when you're just starting out. Nothing kills a beginner's confidence faster than waiting months to see results. The wandering dude gives you instant gratification. Now, here's the kicker. You can literally propagate this plant by accident. Drop a stem in water, forget about it for a week, and boom, you've got roots. It's like the plant equivalent of copy and paste. One plant becomes 5, 5 becomes 20, and suddenly you've got gifts for everyone you know without spending an extra dime. Light requirements? It's flexible. Bright indirect light makes it happy, but it'll survive in shadier spots too. The leaves might lose some vibrancy, but the plant keeps chugging along. Watering? Wait until the soil feels dry about an inch down, then give it a drink. If you forget for a few days, it'll forgive you. If you overwater slightly, it'll bounce back. This plant is basically training wheels for your gardening journey. Here's my pro tip that nobody mentions. Pinch back the stems regularly. This keeps it bushy instead of leggy, and those clippings you pinch off, instant new plants. You're not wasting anything. In fact, I started with one small pot 3 years ago, and I've given away at least 30 plants from that original mama. That's budget gardening at its finest. The wandering dude comes in gorgeous varieties too. Purple, green, silver stripes, pink tinges. Pick whatever speaks to you and watch it become your gateway plant into this whole beautiful world. Plant number 2 might surprise you because most people think it's fancy. Spider plant. But hold on, this isn't your office building's sad, dusty spider plant. When you actually care for these beauties, even just a little bit, they transform into showstoppers. Here's what makes spider plants absolutely perfect for beginners. They communicate with you. Brown tips. You're using tap water with too many chemicals, or the air is too dry. Pale leaves? Needs more light. Droopy? Thirsty. Once you learn this plant's language, you suddenly understand how all plants talk to you. It's like learning the secret code. Spider plants are also pollution fighters. They actively clean your air, removing toxins while looking fantastic. You're not just growing something pretty, you're improving your living space. That's value you can't put a price on. Now the babies. Oh, the babies. Spider plants produce these adorable little plantlets on long stems called stolons. Leave them attached, and you've got this cascading fountain effect that looks expensive and intentional. Cut them off and pot them up, and you've multiplied your collection. I've seen people sell these babies at farmers markets for $5 each. Your single plant becomes a side hustle if you want it to. Watering is straightforward. They like consistent moisture, but forgive inconsistency better than most houseplants. Their thick, fleshy roots store water, so missing a watering session won't send them into shock. They'll droop a bit, you'll water, and within hours they perk back up like nothing happened. Light-wise, they're champions of adaptation. Bright indirect light makes them thrive and produce more babies. Medium light keeps them content. They'll even tolerate lower light, though growth slows down. For beginners, this adaptability is everything. Here's my insider trick. Use filtered or distilled water if your tap water is heavily treated. Spider plants are sensitive to fluoride and chlorine, which causes those brown tips everyone complains about. Fill a jug with tap water and let it sit overnight before using it. The chemicals evaporate. Problem solved. Zero extra cost. All right, quick pause. If you're finding this valuable, go ahead and hit that like button right now. It tells YouTube to share this video with more people who need these tips. And drop a comment below telling me which plant you're most excited to try. I read every single comment, and I'll answer your questions personally. Now, back to plant number 3, and this one's my personal favorite. Plant 3 is the pothos, and this is where things get interesting. Pothos is often called devil's ivy because it's nearly impossible to destroy. But here's what makes it truly special for beginners. It actually grows better when you ignore a little. I know that sounds backwards, but stick with me. Pothos doesn't want you fussing over it constantly. It prefers a benign neglect approach. Water it when the leaves start looking slightly less perky, and it'll reward you with explosive growth. Over 10 of beginners actually struggle more with pothos than lazy ones. If you're the type who travels for work or forgets things easily, this plant is your soulmate. The growth rate is genuinely mind-blowing. We're talking vines that can grow several feet in a single growing season. You'll watch it climb, trail, wrap around things, and basically take over whatever space you give it. That visual progress is incredibly satisfying and keeps you motivated to expand your garden. Now, versatility. Pothos works in water or soil. Seriously, you can keep cuttings in a glass vase forever and they'll live their best lives. This makes it perfect for testing different spots in your home. Windowsill, great. Bathroom, perfect. Dark corner, it'll manage. You can move it around until you find the sweet spot without stressing the plant. Here's something garden centers won't tell you. One pothos vine can become 50 plants. Take cuttings with at least 2 leaves and a node, stick them in water, wait for roots, then pot them up or keep them aquatic. I furnished my entire apartment with greenery from one single pothos I bought for $7. That's the kind of budget magic we're all about here. Pothos also comes in stunning varieties. Golden pothos with yellow variegation, marble queen with white splashes, neon with lime green leaves, jade pothos in solid deep green. Each variety grows the same way, so pick whatever aesthetic matches your vibe. The secret to massive pothos success? Give it something to climb. A moss pole, a trellis, even just a wall with command hooks and string. When pothos climbs, the leaves grow bigger and more dramatic. It's like the plant levels up, and suddenly your beginner plant looks like an expert's prized possession. Number 4 is going to shock you, because most people assume it's delicate. Mint. Yes, the herb. But here's what they don't tell you in those fancy gardening books. Mint is basically a weed with a good reputation. Mint grows so aggressively that experienced gardeners actually worry about controlling it. For beginners, this is fantastic news. You want a plant that's eager, enthusiastic, and determined to survive? Mint is your champion. The only way you'll kill mint is by actively trying, and even then it'll put up a fight. Here's the practical magic of mint. It's not just surviving in your garden, it's working for you. Fresh mint tea costs a fortune at cafes. Growing your own means unlimited fresh tea for pennies. Mojitos, desserts, salads, garnishes. You're growing functional luxury. Every time you snip some leaves, you're saving money and avoiding grocery store herbs that wilt in 2 days. Mint also solves problems. It naturally repels certain pests like mosquitoes, ants, and even mice. Plant it near your outdoor sitting area, and you've got natural pest control. The scent is refreshing, not chemical, and you're creating a more pleasant environment just by letting it grow. Now, the growth situation. Mint spreads through underground runners called rhizomes. In a garden bed, this can become invasive. But for beginners, I recommend containers, which turns this aggressive tendency into pure advantage. Your mint fills the pot quickly, looks lush and full, and stays contained. You get all the benefits without any drawbacks. Watering mint is delightfully simple. It likes consistent moisture and will dramatically wilt when thirsty, but recovers completely within an hour of watering. This immediate feedback is perfect for learning. You'll never question whether your plant needs water because mint tells you loudly and clearly. Sunlight needs are flexible too. Full sun makes mint happy and productive. Partial shade works fine. It'll even tolerate mostly shady spots, though growth slows. This adaptability means you've got options for placement. Here's my insider move with mint. Harvest it aggressively. The more you cut, the bushier it grows. Pinch off the tips regularly, and your plant becomes thick and productive instead of tall and spindly. Those clippings dry beautifully, so you're building a free herb pantry while encouraging better growth. It's a win-win cycle that keeps on giving. Different mint varieties offer different experiences. Peppermint for classic flavor, spearmint for sweeter notes, chocolate mint for desserts, apple mint for fruity accents. Start with one, succeed wildly, then add more varieties. Before you know it, you're the neighborhood mint supplier. Finally, plant number 5 rounds out our unbeatable lineup, Aloe Vera. This succulent superstar deserves every bit of hype it gets. And here's why beginners absolutely need one. Aloe Vera is a plant with a purpose. Those thick, fleshy leaves contain gel that soothes burns, heals minor cuts, moisturizes skin, and even helps with sunburn. You're not just growing decoration, you're growing a natural first aid kit. Every time you use it, you're saving money on expensive skincare products and connecting with traditional plant medicine that's been trusted for thousands of years. The survival skills of aloe are legendary. It's a succulent, which means it stores water in its leaves. Forget to water for 2 weeks? Not a problem. 3 weeks? Still fine. Aloe is designed for drought, which makes it perfect for busy people, travelers, or anyone who's new to plant parenthood. The fear of killing plants through neglect? Aloe laughs at that fear. Now, propagation is where aloe gets really exciting. Mature plants produce babies called pups around their base. These little offsets grow into full plants with zero effort from you. Wait until they're a few inches tall, gently separate them from mama, pop them in their own pots, and congratulations, you just multiplied your aloe collection. I started with one plant 5 years ago, and I've given away at least 40 pups since then. That's serious budget power. Aloe's light requirements are straightforward. It loves bright, indirect light and will thrive near sunny windows. Direct, harsh sunlight might bleach the leaves, but the plant survives. Lower light slows growth, but doesn't kill it. This flexibility gives you room to experiment and learn. Watering aloe follows the succulent golden rule: drench and drought. Soak the soil completely, then let it dry out entirely before watering again. In practice, this means watering maybe once every 2 to 3 weeks, depending on your climate. The thick leaves tell you when it's time. They'll feel less firm and plump when thirsty. Simple, clear communication. Here's something crucial that saves beginners from failure. Aloe needs well-draining soil. Regular potting mix holds too much moisture and causes root rot. Mix in some perlite or sand or by cactus soil. This one adjustment prevents 90% of aloe problems. Your pot also needs drainage holes. No exceptions. My advanced beginner tip: position your aloe where you'll see it daily. Not because it needs attention, but because watching it grow slowly but steadily teaches you patience. Gardening isn't always about fast results. Aloe's gradual development helps you appreciate the journey, which makes you a better gardener overall. Before we wrap up, I want to share some universal wisdom that applies to all 5 of these champions. These tips will take you from beginner to confident plant parent faster than anything else. First, resist the urge to overwater. More plants die from too much love than too little. When in doubt, wait another day. Your plants will thank you. Second, observe before you act. Spend a few minutes each week really looking at your plants. Notice changes in color, texture, growth direction. This observation skill is what separates people who succeed from those who struggle. You're learning a language, and like any language, immersion works best. Third, embrace propagation. Every single plant on today's list can be multiplied easily and freely. This isn't just about saving money, though that's awesome. It's about building confidence. When you successfully propagate a plant, you prove to yourself that you understand the fundamentals. That confidence carries into everything else you grow. Fourth, document your journey. Take photos monthly. You'll be amazed at the progress you don't notice day to day. These photos become motivation during harder seasons and proof that you're capable of nurturing life. Finally, join the community. Gardening isn't meant to be solitary. Share your wins, ask questions, help others. That's exactly what we're building here at Garden Mentor. Real people supporting real growth, both for plants and for ourselves. So there you have it, friends. 5 plants that will launch your gardening journey without emptying your wallet or breaking your spirit. Wandering Dude for fast gratification, Spider Plant for communication skills, Pothos for benign neglect, Mint for functional abundance, and Aloe Vera for purposeful growth. Here's my challenge to you. Pick one, just one. Bring it home this week and commit to learning its rhythm. Don't try all 5 at once. Master one, build confidence, then expand. That's how sustainable gardening habits form. I genuinely believe anyone can become a successful gardener with the right start. These 5 plants are your foundation. Everything else builds from here. If this video helped you, please share it with someone who thinks they can't garden. You might just change their entire relationship with plants. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, because next week I'm revealing the biggest watering mistakes beginners make and how to fix them instantly. Drop a comment telling me which plant you're starting with. I'll be down there chatting with you all week. Until next time, keep growing, keep learning, and remember, every expert started exactly where you are right now. You've got this. Happy gardening.